In the sterile hushes of diplomatic postings, far from the conventional battlefields of overt warfare, an unexplained phenomenon began to unfurl, a chilling truth whispered in the shadows of international intrigue. It started subtly, almost imperceptibly, just under a decade ago, evolving into one of the most mind-boggling, controversial true stories of our time. This is not a work of speculative fiction, nor a forgotten historical footnote. This is the disturbing reality of Havana Syndrome, a recent history that continues to unravel before our eyes, exposing hidden truths that defy conventional understanding. Imagine the mundane quiet of a diplomatic residence in late 2016. A US embassy official, perhaps unwinding after a long day, suddenly feels it. Not a sound heard with the ears, but a strange, high-pitched frequency piercing the very core of their skull. A grinding, metallic noise that seems to vibrate from within. Yet no one else in the room, or even the house, hears a thing. An acute, localized pressure builds, as if an invisible force is pressing against their head, a sensation akin to being submerged in an unseen, crushing current. They scramble for an explanation, peering out windows into the tropical night, searching for obvious sources, but find nothing. The sound, the pressure, the sudden, debilitating vertigo vanishes as abruptly as it arrived, leaving behind a profound sense of disorientation, a wave of nausea, and an unsettling, persistent ringing in the ears. This wasn't a random incident. This was an invisible attack. Soon, more reports surfaced. First, from the US Embassy in Havana, Cuba, then spreading like a ghostly contagion to dozens of US and Canadian diplomats, intelligence officers, and their families across the globe, from the bustling streets of Beijing and Moscow to the quiet suburbs of Washington, D.C. itself. The pattern solidified. Victims consistently described an eerie, unidentifiable sound, often directional, sometimes accompanied by strange sensations of internal pressure or intense vibration, leading to immediate, agonizing neurological distress. The unexplained symptoms were horrifyingly consistent, intense, persistent headaches that felt like a vice tightening around the brain, crushing cognitive fog that stole memories and clarity, and even devastating permanent brain injuries resembling a concussion, yet without any direct blunt force trauma. Auditory processing issues, severe balance problems, and profound sleep disturbances became common refrains. The sheer randomness of the targeting, the insidious nature of the attack, and the chilling lack of a visible perpetrator added terrifying layers of dread to this emerging geopolitical mystery. Initial official responses were riddled with skepticism, a chilling echo of controversial history where victims of unseen harms were often disbelieved. Were these mass psychogenic illness, a form of collective hysteria? The psychology of disbelief among initial medical and intelligence assessments was a cruel secondary assault on the victims. They were often dismissed, their severe and life-altering conditions downplayed, labeled as stress, or even fabricated mental health episodes. This dismissal itself became a controversial aspect, fueling the conspiracy theories that would inevitably swirl around the phenomenon. Why were their harrowing experiences being denied? What were the agencies hiding? Was this a deliberate cover-up? A chilling example of silenced voices. The internal struggle within the US government secrets machine became as complex as the mystery itself, with some officials fighting for recognition while others clung to skepticism, perhaps out of genuine scientific caution, or perhaps something more sinister. The very idea of an invisible weapon challenged their understanding of conflict, making it easier to dismiss the victims than to confront a terrifying new reality. But the symptoms were undeniably real, their physiological impacts measurable, despite the baffling lack of conventional explanations. Medical imaging, particularly advanced MRI scans, eventually began to reveal consistent patterns of brain damage in affected individuals, changes in white matter, reduced brain volume, and altered connectivity that defied explanation by any known illness or conventional injury. This stark evidence challenged established medical understanding and plunged investigators into a murky world of theoretical weaponry. Was this a secret weapon? A form of mind warfare? The very notion felt like something ripped from a spy thriller. Real life, blurring the lines between fiction and a terrifying new reality. The scientific community, initially hesitant, slowly began to grapple with the possibility of a new form of attack, one that targeted the very core of human cognition and perception. The desperate hunt for answers led down dark corridors, deep into the archives of declassified government files and the speculative realm of covert operations. Investigators explored possibilities that sounded like the stuff of science fiction, yet were rooted in obscure scientific research. Sonic weapons. The earliest theories pointed to sonic attacks or infrasound, ultrasound devices. These theoretical weapons could emit focused sound waves at frequencies beyond human hearing, or at very low frequencies, capable of causing physical effects like nausea, disorientation, and even organ damage. The challenge was explaining the highly localized nature of the attacks and the specific neurological symptoms. Directed energy weapons. This theory gained significant traction. It posits the use of directed energy weapons, specifically pulsed radiofrequency energy or microwave radiation. Such devices could emit focused beams of energy that, upon hitting the skull, could generate pressure waves inside the brain, causing the reported sounds and sensations, and potentially leading to the observed brain damage. This concept aligns with historical, albeit controversial, research into the Frey effect or microwave hearing, where pulsed microwave energy can induce auditory sensations directly in the brain. The terrifying implication is a weapon that is silent, invisible, and leaves no external trace, making it almost impossible to defend against or definitively prove. The idea of covert psychological warfare using such advanced, undetectable methods became a chilling possibility. The sheer terrifying ingenuity of such potential devices was a chilling realization. What if the Cold War never truly ended, merely evolved into something far more insidious, fought with weapons we cannot see or hear, targeting the very fabric of our minds? This was not just an alleged attack. It was a potential paradigm shift in psychological warfare, a new frontier of conflict where the human brain itself became the battlefield. The geopolitical mystery deepened with every new victim and every inconclusive report. Who possessed such technology? And more importantly, why? Russia, with its history of unconventional warfare and advanced weaponry, became a prime suspect. China, with its rapidly advancing technological capabilities, also drew scrutiny. Was the motive disruption of diplomatic ties, a new form of intelligence gathering, perhaps to incapacitate rather than kill? Or was it a terrifying test of a new generation of weapons, using unsuspecting diplomats as unwitting test subjects? The implications for international law and diplomatic immunity were staggering, pushing the boundaries of what constitutes an act of war in the 21st century. The silence from suspected state actors, coupled with the persistent denial, only fueled the sense of a grand, terrifying game being played in the shadows. The human cost of this unsolved mystery is immense and continues to grow. Victims, once vibrant diplomats and dedicated intelligence officers, found their careers shattered, their lives irrevocably altered by chronic pain, debilitating cognitive deficits, and a pervasive sense of paranoia. They became living testaments to an unexplained phenomenon, their struggles a stark reminder of the disturbing facts at the heart of the Havana Syndrome enigma. The psychological toll of living with an invisible wound, often dismissed by their own governments, led to profound feelings of isolation, betrayal, and a constant, gnawing fear of future attacks. Their silenced voices eventually broke through, demanding recognition and answers, pushing for the truth revealed to a skeptical public. The fight for adequate medical care, compensation, and official acknowledgement became another grueling battle. Adding to the trauma, the very nature of these alleged attacks raised terrifying questions about US government secrets and the ethics of modern warfare. If a foreign power could deploy an invisible attack capable of inflicting neurological damage on diplomats in their own homes, what did that mean for global security? And if certain intelligence agencies, like the CIA secrets or FBI secrets, had prior knowledge of such capabilities, why was the truth revealed so slowly, so painfully, and often so reluctantly? The lack of official, definitive answers only amplified the sense of unexplained phenomena, solidifying the disturbing facts at the heart of the Havana Syndrome enigma. This chilling story of recent history forces us to confront the terrifying possibilities of psychological warfare in a new era. What if the battlefield is no longer just land or sea, but the very minds of individuals? And what if the most potent weapon is one we can't even perceive? The truth remains elusive, a terrifying conspiracy theory that feels agonizingly real. This is not just a medical mystery, it's a paranormal mystery in its sheer inexplicability. The strange events continue, leaving unanswered questions that haunt the edges of our understanding, a constant reminder of the hidden truths lurking beneath the surface of our perceived reality. Is this the dawn of a new world order of covert conflict, where the deep state operates with weapons beyond our comprehension? The Havana Syndrome remains a terrifying, real-life mystery, a chilling testament to the unknown dangers of our modern world, a stark warning that the next war might be fought not with bullets, but with whispers in the brain.